Cut video.
Tell me what exactly is so inspiring about Berlin, that you moved there?
Berlin is a really interesting place because it really gives you a sense of psychological space. It's a very relaxed, at the same time as being quite a party town. It's still very relaxed and it's very open and it's very liberal, and you have a lot of time and opportunity to spend with yourself and be creative without pressure from other bands, people, the music industry. So it's kind of like living an alternative lifestyle in a city, which is quite hard to do, strangely enough.
But you could have moved houses within the United Kingdom.
Yes, yeah, I could have, but I wanted to run away. I think that was what it was about. But maybe I'm still too connected to run too far. So Berlin is very close to London.
Yeah.
It's like the sister city to London. Lots of people come from London, and there's a lot of traffic between. Definitely on the art scene and the music scene, there's lots of English and American people in Berlin, and vice versa. So it's really quick to get to, and but it's a very different atmosphere there to London.
And could you point out some specific elements in your music that have been inspired by Berlin?
Maybe just the production. I think mainly because when I was writing an album like The Alternative, it's not lyrically influenced by Berlin, because it's more about people, and I don't really know that many people in Berlin. So it's more about the sound of the record and the way it was made in a dark little studio in Berlin, and the club scene and the things that you listen to when you go out on party. And so it's more the sound that I expect that kind of influenced me.
Could you be a little more specific?
No. What do you need to know?
Well,
I understand.
Kind of instruments or productional.
No, because the way that I work is very simple. I don't really change instruments that much. I have kind of one guitar, one keyboard, one drum kit. I do most of the clever stuff after I've recorded things. So I record it and then I play with the sound quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I could be anywhere for that. But in terms of what I kind of maybe the kind of the electronic side of stuff is more Berlin.
Okay.
So maybe the drum machines the drum sounds I would use, or the synth sounds I would use. It's kind of a bit more aggressive and dark. I don't know. It's electronic.
Because it breaks my heart that we live this way. I know people need love, but then people never played the game. And we talk the talk, we communicate, and then people need love, and those people never play the game.
I think it is quite visual music. So at some point in the process, I have an image of what that song would mean to me, or a place that I might be, or an emotion that I might have. And usually that would be projected into visuals that I do live, or any of the imagery that surrounds IAMX, like the video clips and the visuals.
Yeah.
I think they are an extension of the music. They're connected in a very close way, and they kind of represent what I imagine those songs to be about. And it might be abstract, but it doesn't really matter. It just gives you an impression of a world that this song exists in.
I have the impression that you have a kind of a split personality, like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
That's a bit true?
I'm trying to figure that out. I think that's going to be a long process. I think what's happened is that I've been very influenced by IAMX as a solo project, and it's become quite consuming. So sometimes it can take over your not take over your personality, but you become addicted to it in a way. You know, you become addicted to the stage performance or what you do in the videos. But it's a real love-hate relationship. It's like, okay, I know I have to become this person. I know I have to become that because it's the best way to project my music.
Is there an offstage Chris and an onstage Chris?
Yeah, it's mixed up. It's mixed up. I think that the onstage Chris is a more aggressive character, and I think it's good for projecting the music, because I'm the offstage Chris is a bit kind of reserved and a bit awkward and shy, I guess. So
on
having
stage
this,
you'll put your glasses off?
yeah, I mean, glasses are on because it's a sunny day, but yeah, on stage, you know, it's a more powerful position to be in, so you become relaxed in that position.
But
It's more exposing in a way.
yeah. I'm sorry. Isn't it a struggle when you're writing lyrics, because then you're off stage and you
No.
know you need to perform it live? So
No,
how does it work?
it's the writing and the producing and the recording is similar to the stage. I've become almost I've become this character in the recording process, or I feel like I am. That's maybe a more natural person for me to be a lot of the time, because this person is a little more, what's the word? Dissatisfied with himself, with life, with things, with the world in general, whereas the other person doesn't give a fuck. So I think maybe that's the person I want to be.
What does your music say about your personality, your character?
I think it probably says that my personality is confused and a bit complicated. Or, I mean, that sounds dramatic, but I mean,
Your music is quite dramatic too.
it is. It is. I think it's probably a reflection of what I would like to be.
And you combine, well, different styles, acoustic stuff,
Yeah.
electronic. Is that a part of you as well?
Yeah,
that you
it is. It is.
Find it hard to choose
Yeah, I do.
in general?
Yeah, I do. I do. It's when I make a record, I have to be very focused and simplify things. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place, and I wouldn't be able to choose, make decisions. I have to have a solid idea of what it's going to be. So I'd rather that the record sounded like, you know, one long song, because there's like a simplicity to that.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, one acoustic track, an electro track, a rock track. I don't like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I like strong statements, simple statements. So if I were to do something more acoustic, I think I would do a whole album of acoustic tracks.
Yeah.
That's really interesting for me, and I like to do that. So maybe the next album will be more simple in that way.
And what kind of music do you think suits you best? Because you've done under your own name more rock music. And,
Yeah.
well, this is more dramatic,
Yeah,
very personal, emotional music.
yeah.
Acoustic is another thing. What suits you best as a person?
All of them, because I get bored quite quickly. So I think I get bored with myself very quickly. So doing different things allows me to explore different areas and have a goal. If I always have a goal, then I'm kind of forgetting about what's wrong with what I do. If you analyze,
What's wrong with it?
because you analyze, because I'm a very analytical person.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up as a scientist, you know, and I was a real analyst. So, you know, when you grow up like that, it's difficult for you to be always confident about what you do, because you maybe think that there's something better, or there's like, or are you saying the truth in what you're doing? Is there a truth to what you're doing? And sometimes I believe there is, sometimes I don't. So if you move around, you're always searching and you're never committing to something in a way. I think that there is a thread of similarity to what I do. Even if I do an acoustic track there, it's similar to what I do. But
Yeah,
I think
of course.
that's the lyrics and the atmosphere of the track.
You sound like Madonna or Pearl Jam.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would probably sound like me.
Like the drunk you convinced was sober. You keep me falling over. Think you're giving, but you're taking my life away.
That's exactly what interviews are for me. Is therapy. It's analysis. Sorry, it is. I mean, and therapy can be really good or it can be really hard, because sometimes, you know, I'm doing an interview now, I'm talking to you, but today it just sounds like bullshit what I'm saying.
To you?
Yeah,
This sounds like
yeah.
bullshit.
Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I think, wow, I just said that, I'm incredible.
And now at this
Now
time,
sometimes it feels kind of stunted and irregular. Stunted is like, oh, it's difficult to explain. It's an English word, of course, but it's like it feels unpredictable, irregular. The flow of what I'm saying isn't necessarily as good as it was yesterday, because that's the way people are. Ha, 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 ha. Because people are like that. People change. So day to day, and when you do interviews, it is like therapy, particularly for me because the music that I do is quite psychological music, lyrically or whatever. It's talking about human behavior and relationships and stuff that, you know, that is quite stuff that people like to analyze. So this is like therapy, and therapy is a very strange process.
Yeah, and
It can be brilliant. That's why interviews can be great. I mean, it's interesting that this interview is now turning around a little bit, and we're talking.
it's turning around.
Yeah, because it's changing into we're analysing the interview process, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. But you know, that's
Well,
a bit strange. But I like that.
You studied philosophy?
No, well, I did on the side, but I did kind of science and art, and
Science and art as a whole.
no,
fact.
as separate projects. I did chemistry, maths, physics, and then art.
Well, it's quite a contrast.
Yeah, I know, because I find a lot of creative stuff in science. I think it can be really creative project and really creative subjects, because they're so abstract in many ways. You can
Can it be liberating to be abstract?
Yes, you can. It is for me, because I connect much more with my subconscious, and my forward-thinking mind, my frontal thinking mind that you're talking to now is sometimes blocked, and when I let the subconscious come through, maybe on stage, maybe when I'm in recording process, when I'm writing lyrics, when I get drunk or whatever, I feel more natural with myself, and I can be an idiot, but I can also be quite interesting.
Shadows, you command voices, fashion for weapons, rip us to pieces. Shadows, we are the voices, swallow your tension, take you to pieces. Attack, free run, wake up session, baby, pick up the shotgun. Attack, free run, wake up session, baby, pick up the shotgun. Okay.
You've composed for soundtracks.
Yeah.
Do you also have ambitions to make films or short movies?
Yeah, I do. I think that's probably my second artistic love, is making visuals, not films. I don't. Maybe films, maybe something else. But
Or animations? Because I also
Animation,
read
maybe,
you
yeah.
like Jan Spankenmeyer.
I love Schwankmeyer. Schwankmeyer is a real hero of mine. I love his kind of dark nonsense. It's brilliant. It's really inspiring the way that it's a very strange process, and a unique process that he executes. Yes. Just this. I've never seen anything like it, really. And it's so methodical and so trashy and fucked up that I can really relate to that. It's all over the place, but it somehow has this sense to it. You have a sense that he's I don't know, knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. He shouldn't. Doesn't need to know what he's doing, but you feel like he's saying something, even though you don't know what he's saying.
You have been left alone, a creature of innocence. You lie for what you're worth.
make a IAMX scrapbook.
IMX what?
Scrapbook.
Scrapbook.
Yeah.
Oh, scrapbook.
Scrapbook.
Yes, yes. We're planning on some interesting collection of imagery and songs and maybe lyrics, stuff that you can't get on the record, and maybe doing something clever with it. I don't know, having codes in the book so that you can connect with the internet and do some
Like a mystery.
yeah. So you buy this you buy this book and you kind of unlock little doors in the book. So it's not just, you know, it connects to stuff, and maybe you're given codes that you can connect to where you get a track every month or something like that, or you get something new. So you keep updating the book, which sounds quite good.
And will there be drawings of you in it as well?
I think there'll be images. I don't know if I'm going to be in it. Maybe. I mean, I think there'll be like a kind of diary situation to it.
Yeah.
Maybe a document over the last
Like,
2 years or something.
I have one myself where I write in it.
That's nice. Yeah, this kind of thing. That's good. But I don't usually write a diary. I never have. So I
Well,
think
you've got your music as a diary.
this is the diary. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I have to end it.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you.
You too.